So, 2026, when the year started, I didn't think gaming was going to be that crazy this year. I thought it was going to be alright. Mostly, I knew that Nintendo was releasing Fire Emblem's new game, and I was hyped for that. But, after Summer Game Fest, we had banger after banger after banger. It was looking so good. Then I optimistically said, whoa, I'm actually kind of excited for the rest of this year. I mean, just to name a few, we had like Lego Batman, 007, the Black Flag remake looked really good, Wolverine, the new Fire Emblem game, the new Star Fox. I know it's a remake and everyone's excited, but for $50, it's pretty good. It's pretty banging. There's GTA 6, of course. So many big titles, and after that, we had this Steam Machine. It released RAM price crisis, really fucked it over. And then next gen is probably also gonna be really messed up by the whole component crisis thing. There's so much going on in that area of the tech industry that it's kind of wacky. But what I want to talk about today was the most egregious thing that I think we all saw coming, but not coming this fast. Do we know what this is? This is Pragmata for the Switch 2. Now these little funny words here, I don't know if it's going to read well. Game key card. What does that mean? Game not on the cart. Game have to be downloaded from a server from Nintendo to play this game, and I have to put the card in to actually run the game, even though it's downloaded on my console. Why'd I buy the physical copy? Because I'm a little dumb. Final Fantasy 16. Now, I picked this game in particular because it is 100 gigabytes of storage on there. This is a PS5 physical disc. This means I open it, I pop out the disc, I put it into console, and it goes beep boop boop boop, loads up the game, and if I've my first time playing it, it will have to install from the disc because it's all as compressed as they could make it. It has to install from there. And that's just how it is. And that's 100 gigabytes. Now, going even further back, I remember when this game released. In fact, I remember when number 4 released. My dad was super excited. When GTA 5 released, I actually played it on the PS3. And we got home. We popped it open. Then we took out the game, we put in the disc, and then it loaded up. Imagine that. In the Big 26, Rockstar just gave the shaft, the biggest middle finger to their game, their player base, by saying our physical release isn't even a fake physical release. It's gonna be a code in a damn plastic box. What? And people were defending this, saying, well, they don't want the game to leak. I'm gonna be real. If you are so tight-lipped that you do not want your game to leak, then don't release the physical copy until the day it launches. I don't know what the idea there really is for the defense. But well, sometimes if you get it on Amazon, you'll get that early and then you leak the game. What? No, that's not really how that works. In fact, I mean, there is possibly a rare chance that we'll get there early, but Amazon can't deliver anything on time right now. I had to cancel my Prime because for a while I was getting a lot of packages, a lot of things I was getting off there, and it was great for I can't make it to the store today my partner's schedule is all messed up, and like getting to the store to get like cat litter or cat food just isn't happening. And I can order it directly from Amazon and have it delivered in the next day or two. That doesn't work no more. Like, I just had to do an emergency thing for cat food, and it took 3 days. It was supposed to be an overnight ship thing, and I did it early on in the day, and it didn't get there for 3 days. So I don't think if you order it off Amazon or GameStop, I don't think they're shipping those out for like 5 days after release. You know, it's silly. But the other defense is, well, who even buys physical games? Who buys these things? Who wants to have the data on a physical form that they can just own? So no, they all say it's the licensing, and technically it's true. But, you know, let's say I have this game, and Square Enix is being a bunch of assholes, and they decide, well, you know what? We're revoking all access to Final Fantasy 16. So you put the disc in, and you try to play it, it just won't play. The new patch update just won't play. Well, guess what? If I have a Blu-ray drive that can rip this game, I can still take the entire base game and move it as data onto a hard drive. Sure, there's no PS5 emulator running. I don't know if there's a jailbreak for it, but at least at some point when there is, I will have the data for that game. I can still play the base game. People that didn't update will still have the patch data and all that. There's just so many things that it's like, we may not own the full game anymore, but we still have a physical disc with data they can't really revoke unless they knock on our door, kick it in, and they take it from you. Which at that point is breaking, entering a theft. So, I mean, like, they're not going to be doing that, obviously. That's absolutely ridiculous. Maybe in 2028. Because that leads me into next generation.
In a sign that the end of physical media may be near, PlayStation is going all digital. Sony announced that physical game disc production will end in January 2028. Customers will only be able to buy games.
On a serious note, wellness check on Sony. Are you guys okay? Because right now you're kind of getting fucking destroyed, man. What a terrible business decision this has been. Go back even further. The old Xbox One, where Microsoft said, you gotta go online every few days. You gotta like it. You gotta check in with us. Make sure you still own things, or we have licensed it to you. And they've made a really big point to take away your ability to own anything or play offline. And then Sony stepped in like the good guys and said, we're not doing that. And everyone clapped.
In addition to creating an amazing library of new titles on PlayStation 4, we're equally focused on delivering what gamers want most, without imposing restrictions or devaluing their PS4 purchases. For instance, PlayStation 4 won't impose any new restrictions on the use of PS4 gamers.
Doing that, and everyone clapped, and everyone bought a PS4. Moving on to this gen. PlayStation had, two ways to play the games. You could buy a digital console, which was a little cheaper, or you could buy the disc version. And they eventually moved on to offering a disc drive for the digital version. But then they just kind of made new models and made them digital only. And Xbox Series did the same thing. Series S was all digital and was much cheaper. That was great. That was fine, because guess what? It's cheaper. You took out a component to make it cheaper for people that don't have the money to buy the big edition. That's cool, because guess what? We still have the option. You have an option still. Just like with Sony, you could still buy the option. Until later on, then they started just releasing digital-only upgrades. New models are digital-only. You want the 1 terabyte? Digital-only. And with everything Microsoft is doing, I don't really trust them that much anyways. I never really have. But this is just even worse. It just makes matters worse. At this point, it makes it even worse. So, for next gen, I was worried. I was like, digital only might be a thing. The PS6 handheld, the PS5, the PS6 handheld, I guess, whatever they're gonna put it at, no one really knows. Was slated to be like digital only, because obviously a disc can't fit in a little handheld like that. Or at least I wouldn't trust it. You're moving around like PSP style. I don't know. They're not like the PSP games were designed for the PSP. These ones are just designed for PS5, PS4, and PS6. I guess PS5, PS4. I'll shell out for it. I'm a big gamer. I'm always on the go. I'll be playing on the go all the time. That's why I love my Switch 2 for, and like my Ally. I play it all the time. But then we just got news. The greatest news that I'm going to tell everyone, take a breather. Let's go. Water's calming. Except for mine, because I have caffeine in it. So, PlayStation did the most absolute bullshit on the face of this planet. You can buy digital only. Or you can just not play games on PlayStation. And everyone went. What I find the most ironic about the situation is that for a few days, I would go on to YouTube and whatnot, and I would see comments defending GTA 6 not being physical. Because who cares about physical games? You don't need that shit. And I would constantly reply, like, if you guys buy this game, they're going to feel very confident that they can just do whatever they want. Not just Rockstar, not just Bethesda or Ubisoft. Microsoft. Sony, really. And then Nintendo. And Nintendo does their own shit. They don't really bother with anyone else's. They don't really follow standards. But the new CEO wants to be able to compete with these other two consoles, other two companies. They see that they don't need to actually put the key cards out no more. Future Nintendo games might start to shift over to key card only, to box and codes down the road when everyone's chill with it. Because that's what happened. They've conditioned us to slowly not care about physical copies, which is why I still try to pick them up when I can. The only times I buy a digital game is either off Steam, if the sale is really good, or in like the case for PlayStation, I have a PlayStation Portal and I use PlayStation Remote Play. So on the Portal, I could just stream most of my games from there using Wi-Fi, no PS5 involved. So if I normally be on the go and I want to play this game a lot, I'll pick it up digitally so I can play on the Portal. But I still like my physical games. I'll try to pick them up still. And over the last two generations, we've been conditioned to like focus more on digital. More people have been okay with it. Younger people are growing up with mainly digital content. But yeah, we've been conditioned to, so like everyone's buying more digital content now. Rockstar has been saying that the PlayStation 5 is the place to play GTA 6. Now, this probably means that, they had a little partnership with Sony going on here, right? Like PS5 Pro, you're going to want it. You're going to need it for this. This is going to be a banger, trust. Don't worry about Xbox. You want the premium GTA 6 experience, get a PS5, if not a PS5 Pro. And people did buy a PS5 Pro in anticipation for games like GTA 6 at the end of the life cycle, which I think is really stupid because from everything I've seen from a PS5 Pro, they're not really that good. It's not worth the extra shit ton of money you had to shell out for it, especially now. And when I saw this, I was thinking about how like Rockstar just shafted their whole player base. Whole player base still defends them. Everyone seems to be cool with it besides a minor few. And even the people that are all pro physical games, they're all like, if you're anti-consumer, we don't like you. We're saying that they're unhappy, but they'll buy the game still because of GTA 6. I don't think GTA 6 is that good to sell out all principles for. To destroy an industry, it is not worth that. It's not that good. It cannot be that good. I promise everyone it can be a great game, but it can't be that good. And I saw this, I think a lot of people were seeing that this is not good. And I was thinking back, like, wow, Sony and Rockstar have this relationship. It's not going to look good for next generation, right? Sony does this bullshit with the 2028 no more physical games release. And everyone's like pitchforks and mad and angry. And like I said, it's ironic. Because everyone was just celebrating having no physical release. Everyone was excited that they would have GTA 6 finally. Well, guess what? When you support this kind of practice one time, and you make them billions of dollars months before the game even releases, day one pre-orders, around $3 billion. GTA 5 Online made $5 fucking billion over the course of its life. You just made them almost as much money day one. Day one of pre-orders, months before release. Almost the same profit margin as their whole online experience that they've been making hella money from. And mad money. It's where they got greedy. Insanely greedy. And everyone thought this would have no real repercussions on the industry. In fact, most people went back to blame Mario Kart World. Being like, well, Nintendo did this, not Rockstar. They did this. No, Rockstar did this. Rockstar chose this. I'm assuming PlayStation and Rockstar both talked about this and chose this layout. Because the moment Rockstar sold their game, basically sold out, they fucking wanted pre-orders. Sony goes, you know what? Let's just reveal what we're doing. They haven't even released anything on the PS6, really. No feature of what it's going to look like. Just more live service games. No physical releases. Shut the fuck up and buy our stuff. I'll be honest. I was super excited for PS6 and the handheld. And now I'm sitting here going, I need Xbox to lock the fuck in. I don't like Asha Sharma. I just don't think that she's the savior everyone wants her to be. Mostly because we saw what happened to Phil. People can blind themselves to it. But he wasn't stupid. He was just trying to save every employee he had. Because Microsoft was saying, you need to do this. And it was fucking impossible. He did his best. He tried. You know, when you're told to make water into wine and you live in a fucking desert, it's a little hard to be doing that stuff. And since she is made her name in like the AI part of the industry, I just didn't trust it. I was like, you bring in an AI focused CEO into a time where your AI services and features aren't doing well, likely to make people like have her work the angle to make people get more comfortable with AI on board before you actually do next gen and there's AI on board. Because they're doing Copilot on board because their Windows computers have to have a freaking Copilot key next to the left arrow key. Copilot in the future is going to be on the fucking chips you buy. Of a Windows computer, you will have Copilot built in. You can't turn it off. You can't disable it. It's in there, Chiefs. It's in there. It's locked in. It's done. Anyways, we're here. Games have gotten too big to where they have to like be compressed onto a disk and then uncompressed and installed onto a console. That sucked, but it was fine. Then we have games that require day one patches and everything, so you really don't get the full patch experience until you download shit offline. Whatever, I guess. It's nature of the beast, you know. But now we're getting to the point where we have digital codes and boxes. Stage 4 of this cancer is there is no games on shelves. There's nothing. I know GameStop sucks and we all shit on them, but genuinely, you can get good deals at GameStop for these games. And not only has GameStop really fucking hollowed out the Pro membership, and like recently, but if they don't have any games to sell, they're done. Somebody should just giving GameStop the number and been like, hey, you should just sell all your stocks because you're dead as of tomorrow's reveal. Yep. And I'm already thinking that people are gonna see this news. They're gonna be upset. They're gonna feel what they feel, but then they're just gonna stop buying physical discs because they go, well, next generation I won't be able to play this shit anyway, so why buy physical now? If I get the PS6 and it's gonna be all digital. It's a real possibility that we see hardware releases in 2028. If not late 2027. And yeah, I mean, this is just like, we've seen companies test this stuff. We've seen companies have succeeded in testing it. And people don't really seem to care. They say they care. They really do. They say they care. But they don't actually walk that walk. They don't care. And the future is looking really, really fucking bleak. No physical games, AI on board of all your machines. All these AI companies that are trying to push in data centers, they're going to die. A lot of them are going to die. And the power is going to concentrate into a few companies like Micron, Microsoft, Google. People that already have so much power and control over our machines and our data. And they're going to have an iron chokehold on that shit. And a lot of these things, they go hand in hand. Consumer rights go hand in hand. If we show them that they can remove discs from cases and we're cool with it, they'll keep going. If we show them that we're cool with AI features, like, yeah, it sucks, but it's like whatever, they'll put that shit on board. Like, they'll build that in. If we're cool with just giving them everything they want because they have some cool things to give us in return for a high-ass price point, they will just keep dog-walking us. But just a guy in a car. Also, if you like the kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps. Plus, I really do a lot of tech stuff, app development, game development, web development, all that stuff here. So, yeah.